It's Mom Way with another fabulous video. Hello, you guys. Good morning. How's everybody doing? My goodness. You guys, this story time that I'm gonna share with you guys, it took a lot of thought. I spoke to my brother about it because this is something that's very, very touching, very emotional. So I'm gonna warn you guys. You guys, one of you girls had hit me up on my Instagram and said, Mom, what was something that happened in your life that completely changed you? Well, what I'm about to share with you guys didn't just only change me, it changed everybody in our family. Everybody. So, you guys, in 2002, June 16, I was 26 years old, 17 years ago. And I was at work, you guys, and I had like this weird feeling like something was wrong. You know what I mean? Like this just this weird feeling, you guys, just weird. So I called my daycare provider and I checked in on Nye and I checked in on Key, and she said they're fine, you know. I wanted to talk to the kids. I'm like, let me just talk to the kids. I spoke to the kids. They were fine. But something at work kept nagging me. So I started calling everybody in the family. It was real early. It's like 7 o'clock in the morning, you guys. Nobody's picking up the phones. Okay. 8 o'clock rolls around. I call. Still nobody picks up the phones. 9 o'clock rolls around. Nobody picks up the phone. And I found it weird, you guys, because normally my grandmother, she's up at 5 in the morning. You know what I mean? When the roosters are up, my grandmother's up. But she didn't even answer the phone. So I'm like, oh my God, what is going on? I just found it so weird. So I get a phone call from one of my cousins. She says, you need to go to the hospital. But she didn't tell me what hospital. I mean, we only have 2 out here. So I'm like, okay. So you guys, I'm like, mind you, I don't drive. So now I'm hysterical, you guys, because I'm like, oh my God, how am I going to get there? So I worked at a gas station at that time, and my manager was like, you know, I'll just bring you. So we go to the first hospital. I go in, nobody. I'm like, okay. When we're getting into like the emergency area, I see my brother on his knees screaming. You guys, screaming. So keep in mind, I'm also 500 pounds at this time. You know, I'm big. I'm trying to run to him. I mean, but I'm not really getting there fast enough. So I finally get to him, and he grabs me by my legs, and he tells me, God doesn't love me, Moya. He doesn't love me. And I said, God doesn't love you. But keep in mind, you guys, I don't know what's going on. And I'm like, God doesn't love you. And he's like, no, God doesn't love me. He doesn't love me. He took my kids. He doesn't love me. He took my kids and he doesn't love me. So as I walk by and I'm trying to, you know, grab him with me, the pain in his entire existence, his soul, that pain was unbearable, you guys, unbearable. So I try to lift him up and to walk towards everybody else. It's just this big commotion. And my best friend, Jessie, she's like, you know, Moya, there was a fire, and Naraka and Ivan died in this fire. They were trapped, you guys, at the end of the room behind the bike. They were 2 and 1 years old. What I gathered from, the fire department and my brother, this was the first time, you guys. My brother has always been in and out of jail his whole life. He's made mistakes. I'm proud of you, bro, because you are a change. You guys are changed men, and I just love them. But back in those times, my brothers were about that life. They were the street life, you guys, and a lot of us may have family members that are like that. So let's not pass judgment. But anyways, my brothers, were in and out of jail, and this was the first Father's Day, you guys, that he was supposed to spend with his kids. And my brother said that he was sleeping. And this happened early in the morning. He was sleeping, you guys, and he wakes up by the scent of smoke. So when he opened his eyes, he says it's pitch black. But he's screaming for the kids because he's thinking that they may be in the house. He's screaming and screaming and screaming, but he doesn't hear anybody. So he runs out. You guys, there was people jumping out of windows, broken legs. So my brother's out there trying to catch other people's children, thinking that his kids are safe outside. Because it was just so much commotion. It was so much commotion, you guys. So he's thinking that his babies, his only 2 babies, you guys, are outside safe. So he's trying to catch, and he's holding and grabbing and, until he realizes when he looks around that his kids are not outside. They're not outside. And at this time, he tries to run back in, and the fire department people, the firemen, hold him back. He's screaming with agony, you guys. He's burned. This was the time that changed our life, because this was the most saddest tragedy that could ever happen to our family. It was heartbreaking. It was just bad, and it changed him. It would change anybody, right? Those were his only 2 children. His only 2. His first Father's Day. And for a long time, you guys, we did not celebrate Father's Day. We didn't. We waited for him to be ready, to, instead of be sad, we honor Naraka and Ivan, Tuti and Bebe. We honor them on Father's Day. We do, and we do it big. We try to do it big, you guys, to honor them. I remember at the wake, that was, for me, the most hardest thing ever, because my brother was broken. He was broken, you guys. And I remember my sister and I, we had to, because he did not want the people to put them down. He wasn't ready. And he kept saying, just give me 2 minutes. Because he wasn't ready to let go. The children were so severely burned, you guys, that we had to have closed casket. We couldn't get them dressed. It was we were able to identify Naraka because my mother had got specially made in Puerto Rico earrings for each of her grandbabies, and Naraka had one. But we couldn't, my sister and I, when we went in and Jessie, we couldn't recognize her. I don't want to get into detail because it was just so bad. But we did have to have closed caskets. But when it was time to bury them, my brother wasn't ready to let go. He wasn't ready to let go. And I remember him screaming, they're afraid of the dark. They're afraid of the dark. Just give me a minute. And me and my sister, we ran to like the store that was like a block away. We ran over there and we went and got like This was summertime. It was in June. We went and got like these night light thingies. It was like a I don't know how to call it, but you were able to just light it and it would turn on. I can't remember of the name, but we went and got some of those and we went back and we said, Bonnie, because that's the nickname we have for our brother. We said, Bonnie, they're not going to be in the dark. We got these candles. You know, they're like these candle thingies, like a lamp. And I said, well, they're going to be okay. They're not going to be scared. We got their bears. You guys, this was the most heartbreaking experience that our family has ever had to endure. It was just to see him that broken was just, you don't have no words because you don't know what to say, because you can't say, oh, I know what you're feeling, because we don't. Unless you've lost a child, we have no idea what that feels like. All I can say is I can try to understand your pain. I can try to understand your agony. That's all I could say. And hold him, because it changed him. It changed all of us. And I say changed, I'm going to speak about me. What, my change for me was, I'm very paranoid about fire alarms. I need to make sure it really triggers something in me when I hear that. When the fire alarm needs a battery change, it triggers me. I need it constantly fixed. Because there was no fire alarms where they were living. The landlord didn't care. There was no fire alarm. And so that triggers me. I need to constantly check everything. I drive everybody bananas. Even when my boys were little, I would never keep lighters around, because the older brother of my niece and nephew, he was 7 and he was playing with the lighter, and that's how it started. And the little ones, they were scared. They didn't know what to do, so they hid behind a bike. So that's what triggered me. It triggered me to make sure that I constantly check my fire alarms. Constantly. I constantly check the stove, make sure that everything is off. I freak out if Steven is ironing, and I tell him, don't put that near nothing. I freak out. And if I leave and I feel like I forgot to turn up even the coffee maker, I will turn all the way around. I don't care if I'm on the bus, just to make sure that it's off. Because that's what triggered me. So if you guys have little ones at your home, you guys make sure that your lighters and your matches are always kept high up. My brother has turned out to be an amazing man. Both of them. They're funny. They're outgoing. They're loving. Both of them. Both of them. And they always tell people I am their queen. All the time. They're amazing men. Amazing men. I'm proud of them. I love to tell people those are my brothers. Even though Armani always seems to think he's the oldest. I'm not. But, you guys, I love these guys. Because they're changed men. Because they turn out to be really good guys. At the end of it all. Even though my brother, he still hurts. I mean, even though it's been 17 years, those were his kids. So, little brother, I love me some you. I love me some you. But you guys, I just wanted to share that because one of you guys did ask me what changed my life. That changed me. It changed me. It changed him. It changed our family. It changed us. But I just wanted to share. You guys stay safe, stay blessed, and do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. Love you guys.